So for the example 1, na nyo makita sa module nga given we have x squared over 9 minus y squared over 7 equal to 1. So identify daw nato si foci, vertices, and asymptote as well as i-sketch nato ang graph. Now try to observe that the positive is nata sa variable x. So mao ning positive, it is mao po ning A. Mao ni ang B. Transverse axis is nasa x, pahigda. Okay? It means ang ato ang hyperbola opening to the left and opening to the right. Now, kung mao ni ang ato ang A, it means A squared ni siya ha, and B squared. So A squared is 9 and B squared is 7. So the value of A would be 3 and B is square root of 7, which is approximately equal to 2.7. Now to identify the value of C, we have the square root of A squared plus B squared. Remember, plus na siya ha. Unlike sa ellipse, minus na siya. Pero sa hyperbola, plus atong gamit. And we have square root of 9, ang A squared na to, and 7. We have a square root of 16. We have 4. So ang C na to is 4. Now again, since ang atong transverse axis is along X, it means pahigda. Kung along X, ang foci na to, ang 4, atong ibutang along X. Dili sa Y. Okay, we have negative 4, 0, and 4, 0. No? Dili siya 0, negative 4, and 0, 4. Since transverse axis is horizontal or along X. The same ra pud sa vertices. Value ng A na to is 3. So, mamani ang distance from the center to its vertex. So, we have 2 vertices, negative 3, 0, and 3, 0. So, to identify the asymptote, again, kung ang atong transverse axis is horizontal, we use the equation nga y equal to b over ax. So, ang b na to is square root of 7. Ang a na to is 3. That's why we have y is equal to square root of 7 over 3x and negative square root of 7 over 3x. Now, how to graph the ellipse? Ang ato lang first buhaton is ato lang illocate si A ug si B para mas dali. Magbuhat ta og atong gitawag na auxiliary rectangle. Okay? To make this rectangle, ang atong buhaton, locate lang nato si A. A is 1, 2, 3. So, mo ni siya A. Og si B is 2.7. 1, 2.7. The same ra pud sa ubos. 1, 2.7. Og A, dire. So, kung ato na siyang i-connect, naan na tayo ma-form na rectangle. Now, ang atong buhaton from this point to this point, ato lang na siyang i-connect. The same lang pud ani. So, makakreate na ta og asymptote. Once makakreate na ta og asymptote, we know that this point is our vertex. So, ato lang na siyang i-curve. And make sure nga ang ato ang hyperbola is dili siya mo intersect or dili siya mo touch sa asymptote. That will serve only as a guide, pero dili ingon nga mo touch ang atong hyperbola ng asymptote. So we also have now the foci, which is negative 4 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 0 and negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. So mo itong foci, mo itong vertex, and this will be our hyperbola. Now our asymptote mo ni siya. Y equal to square root of 7 over 3x and y equal to negative square root of 7 over 3x. So, kung atong hatagag another example, wala ni siya sa inyong module, ako lang gibuhatag another example. What if kung ang positive pud nato is along y? It means ang atong transverse axis is patindog. Kung patindog atong transverse axis, our hyperbola will now be opening upward and downward. Okay, so since mo na to ang positive, then this will be our a squared, and this will be our b squared. So a squared is 7, b squared is 9. It means The value of A is square root of 7 or approximately equal to 2.7. The value of B would be 3. So to identify again the C, ato lang na siyang i-add and then square root. Square root of A squared plus B squared equal to square root of 7 plus 9, square root of 16, which is equal to 4. So we now have the C. Remember that the transverse axis is vertical or along Y. It means, sa pag-identify nato ng foci, diba, foci is C distance from the center. So value ng C, which is 4. So ang 4 atong ibutang along Y. Mo nang 0, negative 4, and 0, 4. Not like katong number 1 nga example, since horizontal or along X ang ato ang transverse, it means ang foci o vertices makita nato sa X. Mo nang si 4 sa X nato ibutang. O ang 3, dapat. Not like this. Okay? So we have the foci ng 0, negative 4, and 0, 4. Now, para sa vertices, since center to the vertex is A distance and our A is approximately equal to 2.7, so we have 0, negative 2.7, and 0, 2.7. Again, transverse axis is along Y. So, sa Y na to ibutang si 2.7. And last one, we have the asymptote. Since the the equation is, the transverse axis is vertical, our asymptote atong gamiton is kadtong A over B. A na to is square root of 7. B na to is 3. So we have A over BX. Square root of 7 over 3x and negative square root of 7 over 3x. Okay? So mao na ang ato ang gipangita ng mga values. To graph, ito lang buhaton. First is atong illocate si A. Remember, ang A is makita nato dire along Y. So, ayaw buhata ang A which is 2.7 basig dire ninyo i-count. No. But ang 2.7 inyong i-count sa taas o sa ubos since mao man ni atong transverse axis. And CB is 3. So, we have 1, 2, 3 and negative 1, 2, 3. So, ato lang na siyang i-intersect. Paingon diha, maka-create na ta og rectangle. So, now, maka-create na ta og asymptote as na mag-serve as guide sa ato ang hyperbola. And our foci would be 0, negative 4, and muna siya, and 0, 4. So, naa na tayo na create nga graph ng atuang hyperbola.